What's up, guys? I got the keys here, back with another video. So today I want to talk about manifestation myths that keep you stuck, right? Because there's so much shit in this spiritual community, right? Um, so like you've probably been manifesting wrong this entire time, and it's not your fault, right? Um, and I want you to know that it can be fixed. Okay, so there's a lot of spiritual seekers and YouTubers and stuff like this that will give you these myths about manifestation. Like like there's I'll give them to you in a second, but just to let you know what this creates, right? This creates blocks and frustration in your life, right? Because you're like, oh well, I've been manifesting this, I've been working on it, right? I've been visualizing it, and this, that, and the other thing, right? But it never happens. Okay, so this creates blocks within your system, and it also frustrates you to the point where you just like, I just want to give up on this, right? So the first myth that we have, right, is you have to think positively 24/7, right? Which we all know is physically impossible. Um, you're going to have negative thoughts. This is part of the journey. I'm going to tell you this now. Do not get mad at yourself for having negative thoughts. It is part of life, okay? Um, See, because like forcing positivity is resisting what is coming up. If there's negative thoughts, that's okay. You accept them and you say, "This is not who I am," but I understand that they're coming up for a reason, right? There's a pushback every time you're trying to manifest the version of yourself that gets things or that can accept those things in. You have to go through the process of eliminating the old doubts and beliefs. So these things will come up and you will have to face them. That's okay. That's not a problem. You have to face your darkness sometimes. Okay. So this is more about alignment, right? And emotional awareness. So being aware of your feelings about these things and how you feel, like, because you're really chasing the feeling. You're not actually chasing the thing that you're trying to manifest. Okay. Um, So so it's more about aligning with the version of yourself that gets those things, that naturally gets those things, right? It's like, oh, of course I get that. That's who I am, right? So um, rather than forcefully trying to think of it all day long and just keeping it in your mind, and because people will tell you this, oh, just keep money on your mind. Just keep doing that. And yeah, because that works. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Um, Now it can help plant a seed, if you want to listen to programming and stuff like that, whatever, cool. But there's other things that have to happen, right? Okay, so um, also noticing your feelings, right? And then you can shift focus. Like I said, if you have a negative feeling or a negative thought, you can feel those things, you can think those things, and then change them. You've done this all your life, okay? And I'm sorry if you hear my cat in the background, she's meowing. But we do this all the time. We change states of, okay, I'm pissed off right now, and then an hour later you're happy, right? Because you acknowledge the feeling. You said, okay, I'm angry right now, but why? Right? And then you started to question why, and then you figured out, okay, it's because this, and this. And then you satisfied the feeling, and you said, okay, I felt it, I understand why I had it, and now I can release it, right? So that's also part of it, right? That shifts your focus. Okay. The second myth, right, is that manifestation happens instantly. There are so many people that will tell you this. Oh, you can just manifest $2 million overnight. You can manifest your soulmate overnight. You can use this crystal and unlock your pineal gland for, you know what I mean? So there's so much shit like this. Um, Bullshit. Anyways, the process is to have the energy, which is your inner energy, right? The person that has that thing, right? And you believe that you can achieve that thing because you are already that person. Okay? So, and then you have to take actions. Okay? You cannot just sit around and expect things to show up. It does not work like that. Anybody that tells you that is lying, and they have no idea what they're talking about. Things always require action. You've probably been manifesting your entire life and you haven't even noticed it, right? I know I did. And I've been through all of it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a master or anything, right? I'm not better than you. I'm just saying this is a process of energy and belief and action, right? So, like you could, a lot of people will tell you this, but you plant a seed and what does it do? It grows. Okay. So when you plant something in your mind, now you start to think about it. Now you start to come up with other ideas of how you can achieve that thing, or how you can blah, blah, blah. And then you take an action on it, right? Okay, so if I wanted money, I would go start a business, or I would start investing in something, or I would, you know what I mean? So this is just an example, but you plant a seed and it grows. Okay, same thing with you. When you plant something in your mind, it grows. Okay, so it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it does. I'm not saying you can't manifest something overnight. It does happen. And manifestation is instant, but it's not instant in the real world, right? In this physical reality. Things have to change and align, and things have to move around. So, God has to take time to move those things around for you, right? So the third myth is that you only need to visualize. This is another thing that goes around. Oh, just visualize it for 21 days and it'll happen. Just visualize. It doesn't work. Like I said before, this requires aligned actions to make that thing happen, right? Like I said, you would have to, again, if you wanted to get healthy, you would start eating better. You would start going to the gym, blah, blah, blah. Those are aligned actions, okay? Your intuition, following how you feel, what you know, and moving off of your feelings. And I don't just move off your feelings, but moving off of what you internally know is right for you. Okay, you will feel it. You will know when something is right for you. Okay, it won't give you anxiety. It won't give you the pit in your stomach, etc. Okay. And also with this is removing your internal blocks. Like I've said before, you may have things within you from childhood or whatever that is sticking around in your nervous system that is not allowing you to bring those things into fruition. Okay. I've had this happen where it's like, especially with money, I had to release things in order to get where I'm at now. I'm not like I said, I'm not super rich or anything. I'm not like blah, 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 but I am well taken care of and I'm happy. And that's what matters to me. Right. Now I'm working on more money. I'm working on, becoming that version of myself. Right. And I already feel like I am. So I already know what's happening for me. Right. So that's just another example of you don't just visualize things. This is a process, and it doesn't happen overnight, guys. So the fourth myth, right, is that this is all about manifesting material things or money, right? It's not. This is more about fulfilling you inside. This is more about your purpose in life and what makes you want to be around here, right? What makes you want to be on earth, and what gives you the purpose of living, because you create that purpose, right? And to be fulfilled within is what we really all want, is to be actually happy with who we are, not what we have. What we have comes naturally when we are happy with who we are. Okay. So this is more about the experiences that you get to have in life, the feelings of those experiences, right? Because that's what we're actually looking for, is the feeling of those experiences. That's why it says to feel the thing before you have it. You feel that person, feel like the person that has that thing, right? And growth. We all want to grow. We all want to change. Even though sometimes the ego wants to hold us back and say, no, 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 I don't want to do that. It's scary, blah, blah, blah. No, we need to change. There is no staying in the same place forever. It's impossible. So things that will help with this, obviously meditation. Now this takes a little bit to get used to if you've never done it before, to sit there in silence and actually sit with the thoughts you have, sit with your feelings, and sit with everything that you've been going throughout your entire life. Yes, it gets hard sometimes, but it is so worth it. So if you're not meditating, get on that shit. I don't journal personally, but I used to. For some people, this helps. So if if you're not going to therapy or you're not getting help, that's okay. Either way, if you are, you're not. But journaling can help this situation too, because you're writing out everything that is going on within you, right? Again, inspired action. So taking action when you feel the need to take action on something, right? Because you will get the inner nudge to go do something, to create something, to be something. Okay. Outer walks. Okay. So go out, take a fucking walk, and enjoy the air, right? There's so much on this planet to do, rather than sit in your house and wallow about why you don't have this car or this money or this thing. This is about you. Can you be happy now without those things? That's what's important, okay? So what have you been doing that's holding you back? Let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. All of my links will be down in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and so we can get this out to more people. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.